July 26, 1948. In the crucible of World War II, America projected itself as the world's great arsenal of democracy, fighting for freedom against the forces of fascism and tyranny. Yet, within its own armed forces, a deep and bitter hypocrisy reigned. Over 1 million African Americans answered the call to serve, but they were forced into a segregated military. They were the Double V Army, fighting for a double victory, one against the enemy overseas and another against racism at home. They flew with distinction, fought with valor, and died for a country that treated them as second-class citizens. This moral contradiction was not lost on the world or on a man who now sat in the Oval Office. President Harry S. Truman was a man of his time, but he was also a pragmatist facing a new world order. The Cold War was dawning, and America was in an ideological battle with the Soviet Union for the hearts and minds of the world. Soviet propaganda relentlessly highlighted America's racial injustice, using it as a powerful weapon to undermine its claims of moral leadership. Truman, personally appalled by reports of violence against Black veterans returning home, knew that something had to change. The political risk was immense. In the election year of 1948, taking a stand on civil rights threatened to splinter his own Democratic Party. Southern Democrats, the Dixiecrats, were openly defiant. But Truman, pressured by civil rights leaders like A. Philip Randolph, who threatened another mass march on Washington, decided to act. On July 26, 1948, he bypassed a hostile Congress and used the full power of his office. He signed Executive Order 9981. Its central declaration was a political earthquake. It is hereby declared to be the policy of the President that there shall be equality of treatment and opportunity for all persons in the armed services without regard to race, color, religion, or national origin. The order was not a magic wand. It was met with fierce resistance from within the military establishment, particularly the Army, which stalled and slow-walked the directive. Integration, they argued, would undermine morale and unit cohesion. For 2 years, the order remained more of a statement of intent than a reality. Then came the crucible that would force the military's hand. In 1950, war erupted on the Korean Peninsula. The brutal realities of combat rendered the arguments for segregation obsolete. On the bloody front lines, commanders desperate for reinforcements couldn't afford the inefficiency of a segregated system. Battlefield necessity became the ultimate enforcer of Executive Order 9981. Integration began to happen, not because it was policy, but because it was essential for survival. Executive Order 9981 was a landmark of presidential courage. It desegregated America's largest employer and sent a clear signal that the federal government could be a powerful force for equality. It became a crucial stepping stone, a proof of concept for the wider civil rights movement that would soon sweep the nation. The stroke of a pen on that July day did not end discrimination, but it turned the tide, beginning the long, arduous process of transforming the U.S. Armed Forces into an institution that better reflected the nation's highest ideals.